Good afternoon. My name is Felipe Montañez, and today I shall present a short video reflecting on my essay about John Locke that specifically tackled issues with gun ownership in the US and how his philosophy could be applied to speaking of those issues. So, this oral presentation will include mainly three things. Number one, I'll explain the improvement I could make using your feedback. Number two, I'll summarize my argument and basically explain what I was trying to explain in the essay, but in a video oral presentation format. And finally, I will connect Locke's idea and ideologies, as well as the ideas I presented in my essay, to Lee McIntyre's book, Post-Truth. So let's begin with section 1, the improvement. So in this essay, there was one main issue that Mr. Montgomery pointed out, which was the connection between Locke's ideas and the problem I was given, which was gun ownership. So this wasn't always explicit. As Alex said in the feedback of the essay, I explained the ideology of Locke very well as the issue at hand, which was gun ownership in the U.S. But with the connection of the two, I wasn't very clear and I wasn't as thorough as I should have been, which made the connection a little loose. Now, to strengthen that connection, I should make it very, very clear that Locke does not have a direct opinion about guns in his ideology, but with this in mind, he does give us a criteria to decide whether any political policy is legitimate or not. So this basically follows Locke's ideology, which will follow: does it follow the social contract? Is it based on consent? And does it protect natural rights? And this connection was missing in the essay, and is what I should have explained better. So, section 2. So the first fundamental point I made in my essay is that the foundation of John Locke's argument is consent. Locke believes that political power only becomes legitimate when people consent to it. So the gun debate isn't a debate of whether or not Locke approves or disapproves of gun ownership personally, but whether people, as part of the social contract, agree or disagree to regulate or allow them. For the second point of my essay, it's natural rights and protection. So for Locke, the purpose of government is to protect life, liberty, to protect three things: life, liberty, and property. So, if gun ownership contributes to those rights and people consent to it, then Locke will support it. If it threatens these three principles and doesn't have the consent of the people and of the social contract, therefore Locke would not approve of it, and restrictions would be justified. And the final point of my essay is that the social contract ultimately comes first. So one of Locke's main points in his whole ideology is that the social contract comes before all policy decisions. So people create a government to protect them and to protect the rights that they decide, which will be the social contract. So basically, what I was trying to argue in the essay is that for Locke, guns aren't necessarily good or bad, and but they are acceptable as a part of a social contract. So based on the social contract, they will be accepted or not, and that is the people's choice to make with consent. And finally, John Locke and Lee McIntyre's book, Post-Truth. Okay, silly little cut there. So, post-truth. Yeah. Basically, what Lee McIntyre teaches us is that post-truth is a situation where people care more about what they believe rather than what is actually true. So, McIntyre says that this happens when emotions become more important than facts. So, what would Locke say about this? Beforehand, we have to understand the cause of post-truth. Post-truth begins when people stop trusting the government. Lee McIntyre says that, post-truth, one of the reasons post-truth begins is that people simply just stop believing in what the government tells them. In what the government tells them, in what the media tells them, in what scientists tell them, or in what even other people tell each other. Locke would think this is very bad. Very, very bad. Why? Because Locke's ideology depends on trust. The social contract depends on trust. People trust the government to protect them, and the government only exists because people consent to the government existing. So, therefore, if people stop trusting the government, then consent becomes impossible and the social contract basically falls apart. Another cause of post-truth is manipulation. McIntyre also says that post-truth is caused, by manipulation, such as, propaganda, lies, social media distortion, political leaders such as Mr. Donald appealing more to feelings rather than facts and truths, and the government uses this misinformation to manipulate public perception, which also is abusing trust, and a government not being fully transparent, which is one of the cornerstones of Locke's social contract. Locke would only argue that the only way to fix post-truth is by rebuilding the social contract and rebuilding it in a way that is more rational and is more informed, that the people are more informed by what is happening, giving back some of that transparency that Locke was always talking about. So this means transparency, reliable information, and reliable sources, institutions people can trust that don't lean either right or left, but just give out the info the way it should be given out, and the decisions of the government and the public being made with reason in mind instead of propaganda, manipulation, and all that. Locke says there is not real consent without truth, and without real consent, the government becomes illegitimate. And lastly, give me a second here, Mr. Alex. So to finally conclude this little video presentation, which I am now noticing has been way past 5 minutes, so I am very sorry about that. But the main improvement that my essay should make is to link better the Locke's ideology, gun ownership in the US, and the policy much clearer, because that was sort of missing from my original essay. And finally, when we connect Locke's to McIntyre ideas about post-truth, we see how we can apply the ideals and the ideology of Locke to modern concepts such as post-truth, showing us that Locke's ideals can be used in various ways upon modern issues such as gun ownership and post-truth, and basically everything, well, not everything, but a lot of things regarding the political world. And that's why it's very important to understand Locke and to study him, because for Locke, consent is only meaningful when it's informed, when it's rational. And yeah, that's about it. Sorry for taking way longer than this should have taken. Yeah, thank you, Mr. X Montgomery. See you later.